What was the score again?
1-7, 1-2.
Oh, man. Welcome on in to the Cleveland Cavaliers post-game show. It's your boy G. Bush in the mix. Let's get it going. Tough one. Tough one right here. Tough one for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe they fall 120. What was that again? Score? 127 to 122. I had to check with the statistician back there. I will say though, one of the things that I want to say that off top is Cavs played a feverish pitch down the backstretch. I thought the Cavs showed a lot of grit, showed a lot of determination, and I really thought that they really did a good job of fighting back in that fourth quarter. So many people stepped up in this game. So many people. You got guys like Kevin Love, 25 points. Jetty Osman, 28 points. Guys like Jared Allen, Isaac Okoro hitting big shots down the backstretch. Overall, the team played well in the last quarter. But one of the things that we also got to take in consideration with this is you can't put yourself down 20-something odd points. I think one of the things that, we learn and we're learning as a young team is that you cannot put yourself behind the 8 ball and hope to continually come back. You spot the team like the Timberwolves who are streaky shooters. Patrick Beverly hit some big shots. Karl Anthony Towns, I thought, hit a really big shot down at the end of the game. When the game was tied and looked like the Cavs may have an opportunity to get a stop, come right back at them and do our thing and maybe possibly get this game down to, the last 1 or 2 possessions with the Cavs' opportunity to win the game. Didn't happen. Karl Anthony Towns hits a big 3. I think Patrick Beverly hit a big 3. D'Angelo Russell hit a big dead spot jump shot. And I just think, when you're down that much, it takes a lot of energy and effort to get back into these games. It takes a whole lot of energy and effort in order to get back into these games. And so for me, I think this is a great learning lesson for the Cavs, and it's a great opportunity for JB Bickerstaff to point to some of the things like, hey, guys, in the playoffs, we're going to meet teams like this. Guys are going to hit shots, but we need to be closer every single quarter. It's more of one of those things where it's just not good enough to be, there in the fourth quarter. You got to sustain that over 4 quarters. I will also say, it's kind of difficult because we had a lot of guys out. A lot of guys like Darius Garland are out. Caris LeVert is out right now. Rajon Rondo is out right now. Those are our top 3 point guards. So, that hurts yourself a little bit too. And if you notice and you watch the Cleveland Cavaliers, they struggle when they don't have that pace, when they don't got Darius Garland in there that's able to operate. And my man already, Bebo says, our front office is having this tanky mentality. Shake my head. Why is Garland healthy for the damn skills challenge? But all of a sudden, he's too hurt to play for almost 2 weeks. Man, he said, this is so frustrating. I think one of the things that, I talked about this with Ken Carman here in Cleveland on the morning show with Anthony Lima. We talked about it a little bit. Do you believe that Darius Garland at this point is on some sort of minute restriction, right? And, that's the thing for me. If you are – I don't know whether or not it's specifically. All right, let me check. Let me see. Some people saying no sound. Let me check my audio. There we go. There we go. We back at it. Here we go. There we go. Some of the situation is, are you 19, 20? These guys are very young. And I would have to think that those guys are able to play if they are able to play. I don't think the Cavs would hold them back. I wish they wouldn't. And if there's a situation where they are holding them back, that could be very frustrating. That could be a situation where we got to discuss it. Because for me, I don't know about you guys out there, I truly believe that the Cavs have to get one of these first round buys. I think the Cavs home court advantage, excuse me, I keep saying first round buys like it's like football, but they have to get home court advantage at least in the first round to win in one of these playoff games, in my opinion. Because those are the situations where you're at least going to get an opportunity to get back home, get some of that home cooking. You at least get a chance to play Game 7 if you can tough some stuff out on your home court. And I think that's something that the Cavs need to get. And to get that, they're going to need to be full power. They're coming up with a stretch where I believe it's they got 16 dates. And they're playing basically every other game, every other game they're playing, every other day they're playing. So, they're going to need to get rotations together. They're going to need to get rotations together. But, you know how it is. This a young team. When you got all three of your guards out, I can't be too picky about it. But I don't want this to be a theme moving forward in terms of how do we go about giving up all these points in the first quarter. I just think, to me, I give them that little reprieve. And at the same time, I actually applaud it a little bit. I actually like it to a certain extent because I want this team to be battle tested. I think this team can make some waves. I believe this team can actually win a couple rounds in these playoffs coming up here in 2022. But you're just going to need people to be battle tested. So in a game like this, you can take this situation into the playoffs and you can understand that sometimes people can be hurt. Sometimes the refs are not going to be making the calls necessary. And for the Cavs, I want everybody in Cleveland to understand this. We're not getting no calls. We understand how that goes, right? I want y'all to be prepared right now before it, just so you understand. Be prepared for it. It's coming. It's about to happen, and we're going to have to earn everything we got. As you see, hotline 216-200-7859. Got a couple of dudes coming up here in just one moment, expecting a call on the hotline any second now. If you want to be part of the VIP hotline, a lot of people have hit me up. A couple guys on YouTube TV hit me up. Hit me up, bro. Fifth Dimension Media. Here we go. Let me put it on the screen for you. Fifth Dimension Media 1@gmail.com gives you an opportunity to have your instant reaction to every single Cavs game, post game. You'll get a chance to, holler at me, tell me how you want to go, how you like the game, what you thought about the game. And like tonight, we're going to have two guys on, hopefully, and then we'll get more people involved. So if you want to be a part of the show, Fifth Dimension Media 1@gmail.com. Also, you can donate to the show. Takes a lot of effort and energy to put a broadcast on like this. So if you do want to donate, and I do appreciate it if you do, you can donate on Cash App at $GBush91. Or if you're still available and you're on YouTube, I'm on YouTube a lot too, you can definitely hit me with a super chat and we will get to you as well. One of the things that we talked about a little bit is I thought Goodwin played a pretty good game. I think Goodwin had about, I think Goodwin had what we call 18 and 11. He had his first double-double. And I think he really showed us a little something as well. My man, Rob Cunningham, thank you so much for the Cash App donations. I appreciate you, big dog, big homie. Once again, the Cavs defense was a leader in the fourth quarter. I just felt like they needed to have that all-around game in the first three quarters. And it's tough when you get down. It's tough when you get down by 20 and then you get in a penalty a little bit. You get into the foul shooting when guys are going to the line. And now you have to really watch out and don't touch anybody, especially the jump shooters going to the basket. For the most part, I thought the Cavs did a really good job of not fouling people. I think D'Angelo Russell was one of the most propaganda-style dudes in the world. This dude is always ripping through, always flailing. And so he left-handed too, so he kind of unorthodox. He got away with a couple of the swiping through type situations. So, for me, I really believe that, their defense was still very good in the fourth quarter, but give Minnesota credit. Give Minnesota credit. I thought they hit a couple big shots. Karl-Anthony Towns really wasn't doing nothing into the last, I guess, couple minutes when he got some shots, and he hit that one big three. I think even though Jetty Osman, shout out to Jetty. To me, Jetty has these games where he's just like, he doesn't know. Like, Jetty does not know that he's not supposed to be shooting the ball like that. Somebody tell Jetty and remind Jetty that he's not a point guard. But, sometimes he scares me with the rock a little bit. Sometimes he's little, he fumbles the rock and you don't know whether or not he got a good control over it. But the one thing I can say about Jetty is the fact that he's a dude that's not scared. And going into the playoffs, you're going to need somebody who's not scared to shoot the ball, who's not scared to get to the rack, who's not scared to put his body on the line. And I thought he was one of the guys that really showed up this game and, hitting the big three to tie the game. When he hit that big three, I was like, oh, we're right back in this where we're supposed to be at. Right back where we were supposed to be at. Karl-Anthony Towns come back and answers with that big time three. And that kind of broke us a little bit, so to speak. Let's get to some of your comments in the chat. Let's go to you. My man Todd Stein said, much respect, G. Bush. You're the hardest working man in sports talk around here. Man, I really appreciate that, man. I'm thankful that people understand that. People show that gratitude. And for me, I do it for the real. I do it for the real people out there, giving you some content and giving you some some stuff you can hang your hat on. Let's go, Rob Cunningham, my man. G. Bush, these injuries and the players injured almost makes me feel like the league does not want the Cavs in the top four. We ain't sexy yet. Lightweight on conspiracy theory. Go Cavs. Man, these injuries, man, they hurting. The injuries is hurting. And I think one of the biggest injury is Caris LeVert. Because we got Caris LeVert for this primetime reason. We got Caris LeVert because we needed guys to be able to get buckets when maybe Garland was out or we already knew Sexton was out. So, him being out was a complete surprise to me. I'm going to be honest. What happened? All I know is we got the hotline jumping. Let's go ahead and get that.
Call from and hotline caller. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
Here we go. My man, who we got on the VIP hotline today?
Hey, bro, this is Ant from Cleveland.
Ant, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining me on the VIP hotline tonight. Cavs had a tough loss tonight, man. They battled down the backstretch, got the game down to almost being even, but in the end weren't able to pull that out against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Your thoughts on the game tonight, Ant?
Yeah, first, just thanks for having me, man. I'm a big fan of what you do and your shows here locally in Cleveland on the radio. First, regardless of what happened tonight, I think the team has a bright future ahead of it, and I think Coach JB is doing a great job coaching. As far as tonight, though, my big takeaway is we need to get Darius Garland back ASAP. Get that man some icy hot, massage, back rub, something. Because we need him, especially with Caris LeVert. Them both going out at the same time. It's rough. I feel like we stole one from Detroit the last game, and I just didn't have a good feeling that we go keep being able to survive like this. I don't think this team is good enough to be doing any load management. We're not there yet, We have some good players. I think we have a future All-Star in Mobley. We got a current All-Star in Allen, but Garland make them go. They're not the same without him. Like he's the only one consistently this year in the clutch you can throw the ball to and say, hey, go make something happen. Either get you a shot or get a good shot for the team. And you could just tell tonight they were kind of lost out there. Every pass was potentially a steal that they were throwing. They were just out of whack. I do like the addition of Goodwin coming up for the G League. I think that was an excellent pickup, but there's different levels to being a point guard. I think I might rather see him backing up compared to Rondo. And I think Seti is playing good off the bench, but we can't rely on these guard guys for any stretch.
I totally agree with you on that, man. And when you watch it, you said something that really jumped off to me. You was like, it seemed like every pass was a steal. Every single time that we got trying to get the ball in, even at the end of the game, there was a turnover because we couldn't get the ball into play. So those are the things that we miss most. And then Garland, he's able to break down the defense. Some teams, you're going to need guys to be able to break down, dribble, and then get the lobs and then speed the big guys, collapse the defense so they can get dunks, dump offs and stuff like that. It's totally missing when Darius Garland isn't in the game. And, it always brings me to this. When we look at this team, and I kind of thought, maybe, Sexton might be expendable. But the more and more I look at it, it looks like they need Collin Sexton. What are your thoughts on Collin Sexton coming back, if he can make it back for the playoffs, and in the future keeping him if the price tag is right?
I don't know about the playoffs. To me, it seems like our medical staff is real careful. Marketing was out a month and a half with a twisted ankle, so I doubt if we see him this year. But I think the injury gave our management an avenue to bring him back pretty cheap, coming off that injury. And I would definitely bring all our young core back and let them grow together because he still seems to be engaged. He's traveling with the team and things. So I definitely would bring him back.
And thank you so much for your time tonight. Appreciate you. Go Cavs. And we'll look to, check back in with you. Let everybody know where you at on Twitter and throw your Twitter handle out so people can go out and follow you, man.
Thanks. Appreciate that. We are KTROP, Knights of the Round Table, and we talk about different things. But hey, appreciate the time. I'll hang up and listen to the rest of your show. I'm enjoying it. Thanks.
Appreciate you, man. Big shout out to Ant. Big shout out to Ant. Another person on the VIP hotline giving his instant reaction. Shout out to him. Make sure you guys go out there and follow him. Support that young brother out there as well. We got another person I think is going to pull up on the hotline here. They just called in a second ago. We will get to that. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. I ain't no person that's gonna select all kind of people. I'm a real dude, man. I'm down. I'm in the trenches, like I used to like to say it. I'm in the trenches, man. When I started this sports talk thing a long time ago, I'll talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably one of the first hosts out there that believe in interacting and doing as much as you can with the people because that's what made me fall in love with sports talk. So I can't wait till we get down and through the season right now. And make sure you share this. Make sure you share this. Make sure you let people know word of mouth. This thing is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as we progress towards the playoffs. Let people know, hey, man, if you really want to get on and you really want to talk sports and you want to talk about the game, G. Bush in the Barbershop got the best Cavs post-game show smoking on the internet. We streaming live right now, streaming live on Twitter. We streaming live on Twitch. We streaming live on Facebook. And we are also on YouTube. So make sure you guys go ahead and spread that word. VIP hotline, 216-200-7859. If you want to get on the hotline, if you want to have your instant reaction heard, all you got to do is hit me up, Fifth Dimension Media 1 at gmail.com. Simply give me your name, your telephone number, say, G. Bush, I'm trying to be on the next show. We'll get you locked in. Moving back a little bit, let's get to some of your comments. And I kind of played this during the last time. I didn't know that the Cavs were 28th in ball security until I read your notes. It has to be cleaned up before the playoffs. The point guard Goodwin had 1 turnover, and the bigs had the turnovers. To me, I think that's a very big one. The Cavs can get real lackadaisical to rock sometimes, and that's even from some of our, Darius Garland and some of our starters that we mentioned. And the reason that happens is because he's a playmaker, a young playmaker. When you're young, you think you can make every pass, every shot, and you just trying to, you ain't even really thinking about it. But every single possession in the postseason is so critical for your team, because it's the difference between a win and a loss. It's just a really big, it's a difference between winning and losing is those possessions and giving away those empty turnovers. Totally agree. Harry Baker says 20 turnovers for the Cavs, 13 turnovers for the T-Wolves. Those 7 possessions are going to kill you every single time. And just think, this is the Timberwolves. Timberwolves is, 4 games over 500? This ain't, this ain't this isn't the top echelon teams. This ain't the Suns or Golden State. This isn't, the Philadelphia or Boston or the Heat. So the competition is only going to get fiercer. Instead of you playing Karl Anthony Towns, you got Joel Embiid. He ain't missing none of that. Instead of you got D'Angelo Russell right now. Guess who you got? You got Jimmy Butler or Jason Tatum. They gonna make you pay every single time. And so the Cavs have to understand what type of ball plans and the game plan that they're gonna have to operate with. And it's based on defense, being smart, limiting turnovers, and making guys work and shooting over those 3 7-footers. Robbie Miller says the game is about mismatches. The T-Wolves attacked the switch and got the shot they wanted. Love this team's fight. I will definitely agree with that. The pick and roll has to get a little bit better, and it's just all about repping it. Until we can get the core guys on the team to play together, it's going to look choppy, especially with the rotations. But you brought up something that we can all take a sigh of relief, right? How often have we watched the Cavs team? I'm going to keep it real. I mean, you got to think about this. I didn't even have Bally Sports. I couldn't even watch the Cavs. I was nowhere near watching the Cavs. And then all of a sudden, my dad hit me up. He said, yo, man, hey, man, my dad don't really never ask for nothing. He's like, hey, man, what's going on with this, what's going on with the Cavs? We can't get them. And at the time, we had YouTube TV. I said, man, we can't watch it, man. And he said, man, we got to figure something out. So I went to a DirecTV stream. And basically, when I got on DirecTV stream, I said, man, it was like a $10 bump, but I was like, I'm going to go ahead and take it. And the first game that I sat back and watched it early in the season, they was playing the Lakers. And I just noticed how Mobley and Garland and all the rest of them came out, and they weren't playing around with the Lakers. I'm like, wow, they ain't really playing with LeBron and these old dudes and Anthony Davis like that, I think. And little did you know, this team was going to blossom and turn into what they are today. And even today, when they're shorthanded, don't have point guards, trying to find buckets wherever they could get them at, these guys came out, and there's never a lead that's too big. 22, 23. I mean, they get it from different places. I thought Kevin Love, again, Kevin Love is actually going to be a huge key to this season to understand whether or not the Cavs are going to actually do something and go past the first round and make some real noise. Because Kevin Love is essential. He has to come in smoking already. Because when he comes into the game, he has to be ready to shoot. He has to look to shoot, and he has to be aggressive. When the playoffs come around, you're not going to be able to lean on some of these other guys who haven't played in championship games. Kevin Love was there for those wars with the Golden State Warriors. He was there all those wars, 4 years in a row going to the finals, playing against one of the best teams, in my opinion, the best team to ever live. The best team ever to do it. It's not debatable. And I be trying to tell people that be doing these Jordan guys, y'all got to stop it. And it's a little aside. You Jordan guys got to quit it. Because I'm going to tell you what, they be acting like Michael Jordan didn't take no L's. I didn't know Michael Jordan played 14, 15 years. They act like he had 14, 15 rings. He ain't had no 14, 15 rings, bro. People act like they forget he just quit 2 years and was like, yeah, I'm going to play baseball. That counts. And when you look at his competition, they acting like these dudes was out otherworldly. Yeah, the New York Knicks was a good team because they was playing football in a basketball court. That just goes the same for the Philadelphia 76ers. They was playing football. And the Detroit Pistons, they was definitely playing football. When you allow tackling people and doing all kind of other stuff, that was shenanigans right there. However, you didn't say nothing about whether or not they can score. The New York Knicks was getting 16 points in a half. and being excited when Patrick Ewing, you let him get that little jumper off. They act like them jumpers Patrick Ewing was shooting was worth 50, like it was a rocket jock b-ball, like the chain net's gonna come from the ceiling. Patrick Ewing, no, that's a dead spot jumper. That's 2 points. Mind you, we go back 3 years, a couple years when the Cavs was playing the Warriors after Durant. You had multiple people. I mean, you had Clay, Steph, Draymond, Livingston, Durant. These dudes had 3 dudes on the court that was shooting 40% and above from 3, 90% from the free throw line, and they were just deadly snipers. I don't even understand why that is even. That's the greatest team ever assembled. Michael Jordan, you talk about all you want to. Michael Jordan, you could get 50 and Pippen can get 30. That's 80 points. How y'all stopping a team that's shooting threes from half court every play? That's my little rant. Let's get to Abdul Smith. No excuses, Cass. Still had a chance to win the game. Sure did. And that's, for me, I don't really give it no excuses either. They're a young team. They have a lot to learn, but yet still, no excuses. You can't give up 20 in the beginning, man. Can't do it. The game changed in the second quarter. That late missed clear path foul hurt. Somebody got to give me the rules on that. Can somebody give me the rule on that? Because I didn't know, like, it could be either from the side or the back. Pause. Like, you can't, like, they saying, oh, well, he grabbed him from the side/back. So that, I'm like, if you touch any part of a person's back, that's your back. You can throw any other direction you want on it. That was definitely supposed to be, I thought, 2 shots in the ball. But this goes back to what I've been repeating and echoing. We new boys, we newbies, young bloods, little pups. These guys is not about to give us nothing. They're just not. If we think we're going to get any playoff consideration, we might as well chalk that up now. We got to make every option, every shot, every rebound, every pass has to count. And JD got to hit that free throw. He got to hit that free throw. Man, see what we got, man. Cleveland, Pulse, like the stream. G. Bush is a legend. I appreciate you, man. Man, that legend stuff is hard to come by. But I will say, man, if I'm a legend, the people that support me is legends, right? I was just telling my wife the other day. I said they're gonna make me the 30th most interesting person in Cleveland when they're top 30. I said I work 1 day a week. I work 1 day a week. I'm top 30. I thought they was lying when they called me. I said, what you? I thought it was a bill collector. I looked around and was like, they was looking at me and they was like, yeah. Who's this? Cleveland Scene Magazine. And let me. Babe, these cats try to get me. I think that was Time Warner Cable or T-Mobile or Sprint. Everybody got a back due Sprint bill, by the way. Cats be having Sprint bills from 2002. talking about, yeah, this is anytime you answer the phone and it said, we just need to let you know for quality assurance purposes, this call is being recorded. You're like, sorry, bye. Sir, it says you have a Sprint bill from 1998. Said you had a flip phone. You owe $4,687. And it looks like the discrepancy comes from ringtones. It says you have a juvenile ringtone. Back that thing up. Yeah, that we never got payment for that. Click. Oh, man. Abdul Smith says Osman is too erratic when the ball game is on the line. He scares me half to death. Jetty scares me half to death, man. He be out there just like a tornado dizzy. He's just like the Tasmanian devil, bro. And he just started letting his hair grow. I don't trust it. I'm like, who's been talking to Jetty? He's doing way too much with this ball right now. Get a ball to Goodwin. Just doing. Well, at least we didn't get embarrassed by the like the Lakers. Listen, hey, LeBron, if you're listening, give it up. Just listen. We won't. You've already left 3 or 4 times other places. No one's gonna hold a grudge against you. Just get the hell up out of Dodge. Right now, it's looking bad for you, bro. Just go ahead and force the trade. We already forgot Harden forced the trade for the 6th time. We forgot. All we saw is he got 27 in his debut, and he's up there with Embiid laughing and cackling. Just go ahead and just force the trade, bro. Pull the trigger. Because if you plan on running this back, it ain't going to look good. They already booing y'all out there. It is not going to look good. My man DJ Who That the guy says, we can't pay Sexton $25-30 million a year. No way. No. My hope is, and I don't want to rain on nobody's parade. My hope is coming off injury, he's a little more affordable, right? Or all you got to do is let somebody else come out, give him an offer sheet, Cavs can match it, and let them set the market. If they give him an offer sheet and it says $16 million, $15 million, now that's way more digestible, ain't it? That's a nice extension I could deal with. Man, I could do with that, man. Whew. DJ Who That the guy says, keep it all the way. We 100 LeBron. Yeah, I said it. I always be talking about people too. If LeBron is trying to come back, y'all faking and fronting. Why y'all faking and fronting like that? Like, why y'all be acting like that's the equivalent of being like, if you're a rich person and you got enough money to sit down at a restaurant and spend $200 on filet mignon and scallops and caviar, that if you don't get you some McDonald's fries straight from the grease with some salt on them, you ain't gonna eat them? Of course you gonna eat them fries. I don't care how rich you are. I'm rich, I eat truffle. I'm rich, I only eat the best of a slightly grilled asparagus. If McDonald's give you some fries out of that grease with some salt on them and they season good, you're destroying those fries. And probably the roof of your mouth, because those fries are 9,000 degrees. We've all done it. Maybe me more than others, some fat and greedy. I'd just be like, you'd be surprised. I'm like, why are you surprised, fool? It's right out the grease. She told you they're hot, and you didn't believe her. So when we look at this, and we're gonna put a nice wrap up and a nice bow in this situation. Looks like the Cavs, for me, they're gonna have to get another one. They're gonna have to tough it out, and I got to figure out what's going on with Darius Garland. I got to figure out what's going on with Caris LeVert. And this team coming in here, the Charlotte Hornets always play the Cavs tough. Even when they don't have nobody, they play the Cavs down to the nitty gritty every single time. That's just what they do. So, the Cavs are going to have to be ready to go. We're going to have to take in consideration what's going on with Darius Garland, figure out what's going on with Rondo, and we got to, and definitely figure out what's going on with Caris LeVert. As always, my man right here, David CLE, smash that like button, Cavs fan. Listen, it's up to you. These don't get put out. The way YouTube is, if you don't hit a like button and show love, they're like, listen, don't nobody want to watch this stuff. So they're going to pump you more. I guess we could go back to talking about Baker. I mean, we could go back talking about OBJ. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to talk about a good young team. So if you want to keep getting this content coming, please hit the like button. Please word of mouth. It works. And please on social media, spread the word as well. So that's the way we get out there. That's the way we can still get good Cavs content. And that's the way we can be up and running when we get here into the playoffs and definitely taking the world by storm. As always, one more time, if you do want to be a part of the show, thank you to Ant for coming on, for being a VIP hotliner. We're going to definitely throw this out for you guys. If you want to be a part of the show, Fifth Dimension Media 1@gmail.com. And that hotline number is 216-200-7859. Nobody's doing live calls and podcasting. No one's doing it in live streams. We do it right here in the barbershop. Own gear. You see it right there. The Cavs Bear. Own logos. The championship belt is in the background. The cityscape. And we doing it big. As always, man, tough loss for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We'll see you back. Same place, same time, Wednesday after the game against the Hornets. Thank you guys so much. Stay safe. Hey, and if you're working from home, hey man, put an outfit on, man. Put an outfit on, and don't roll over out of bed 5 minutes before your shift start. That's my service announcements and PSA. Peace out. We'll talk to you soon.